How's it going, everybody? We're here to check out yet another Rust update. The dev team has been just at it, and there's so many new things, so we're going to be covering some other cool stuff today that I didn't get to cover last time. I didn't cover the armor inserts because it was still very rough. Do keep in mind that it is still incredibly rough. It is still on the Auxiliary 2 branch, and the Auxiliary branch is the testing branch before it goes to the test branch. So it is the testing branch of the test branch. So a lot can change between there, and actually rolling out to the main game. So, give your feedback, hold your criticisms completely, not completely, but, give it some time. One way or another, these are some big changes. So, very important. First things first, we're going to cover a couple little things. Really simple. Boom. Spray can now change the skins of planters. Again, very simple thing. Really not a big deal, but still very cool. So, armor inserts, pie buffs, all sorts of crazy things. Now, one of the first things I wanted to go ahead and mention that there are wild beehives. So what we're going to do is we're going to go actually find one real quick and show you what it looks like, because last time we weren't able to do that. Alright, so right now it's being really laggy for me, and I think it has to do just kind of with the particle effects right now. But here you go. This is what a beehive is going to look like in game. They're only going to be on oak trees, and so far as I can see, they've only been on these big oak trees. And you're going to want to hack it down, or preferably shoot it down, because the bees are going to attack you. So I recommend shooting it from afar. And yeah, that doesn't actually seem to be finishing it off too fast. So we're just going to come up and hit it, and the bees are going to come to us. That's just going to be what happens here. There's some honey. You can hear the bees are attacking us now. You can see all the honey dropping there on the ground, some dropping on the branch. And you see then the honeycombs drop and they fall on the ground. I've noticed you get about maybe 60 honey or so, or more, from the actual beehive. So, but yeah, bees are going to be after you, so you're going to have to kind of, go ahead and even that one out. But there you go, guys. That is how the bees. Alright, so let's check out buffs. So we're going to just individually grab them all here, pop them into our hotbar, and check them out. One at a time. We're going to save apple pie for last, and then we're going to check out the crafting quality tree right after that. So first things first, we got ourselves the chicken pie. So we're going to go ahead and eat it. As you can see, the chicken pie has a little chicken carved onto it, which is cool. I like the little chicken in the crust. So if we open our inventory, you'll see it gives you 5% better gene chance for 5 minutes. And that is with your crops. So hey, if you're a farmer, that's definitely a cool idea. Then over here, we've got the pumpkin pie. As you can see, it has a little pumpkin on it as well, which is fun. 5% of double yield chance for 5 minutes. Then, next up, we have the hunter's pie. And the hunter's pie doesn't seem to be giving a buff as of yet. So that's one thing we're going to keep in mind there. Then we have ourselves the bear pie. Bear pie is going to give us plus 150 digestive boost. So I believe what this does is just it helps keep you from getting hungry sooner. So there it is. Then if we check out the pork pie, see a little piggy on there. Pork pie is going to give you plus 200 metabolism booster. So there is that. And I believe actually there might be a list to some of these actual stats. I think if we take a look, yeah, the bear pie is going to give you a boost buff. It doubles the bonus from all gathering buffs. Okay. So ore, scrap, and corpses, and halves the duration of having to harvest them. Okay, that's really cool. And then I believe, let's see, I'm not finding what exactly the yield is gonna do with the metabolism booster. I think that might just have to do with your food entirely. Then we have the fish pie. And the fish pie gives you a 150% fishing bonus. So the way that is going to work, I believe if we check our notes, the fish pie just gives you 50% fish more faster and when pooling, and halves the rate that the rod can snap. So that snapping is actually a really nice bonus, I think. Then if we check out the little human pie, survivor's pie, you'll see that it gives you plus 225% harvesting for 2 minutes. So that is actually pretty cool. And then last but not least, we have the apple pie. And the apple pie gives us something called vision care. And we'll go ahead and actually bring you back here. We're going to show you what vision care actually does. All right, so as you can see, that's pretty good brightness at night. And then if we go ahead and come up and start hitting this, oh, we can see the glow at night. That's amazing. And then let's go ahead and hit a tree. Let's find a tree we can actually see. Oh, there's the X. That is really, really, really cool. All right, so which one of those pies do you guys think is the best? Which one are you looking forward to? And what do you think some of the other buffs might be? Sound off down in those comments below. But we're going to check out what the crafting quality tea is. So if you drink the crafting quality tea, it's kind of like, well, wait, what does this thing actually do? Like, it just kind of seems like a bit of a weird thing. And basically, there is this new mechanic. If we go ahead and pop into here, you'll see that chest armor now has mod slots. And so if you drink this, you actually have a plus 50% crafting quality for 30 minutes. And the way that's going to work is you can just completely have a better chance at getting your mod slot. So if we take a look, we've got 4 types of mods right now. As you can see, they don't even have icons for themselves. There is the asbestos armor, the lead armor, the wooden armor, and the metal armor. So with the asbestos, it adds heat protection, okay? Then with the lead, it's radiation protection, which makes sense. The wooden insert gives you plus 1 projectile protection, plus 1 melee, and plus 0 bite. And then the metal gives you plus 2 and plus 2. Now, let's go ahead and take a look. If you take one item here, let's say we're going to give it a wooden armor upgrade. Well, now you can see that the stats go up just a little bit. But if we have 3 in there, we now have a little bit more of a good stat boost right there. And as you can see, it does work with heavy armor, so you could technically take heavy armor, and I believe you can add some asbestos. And actually that's heat resistant, so it's not heat protection. So that doesn't really do anything. Yeah, so I guess, are we gonna get a new stat? Because I don't see that really changing anything, and it just says adds heat protection, so we'll have to see. I have a feeling with the hot and cold teas and the potential of a jungle biome and a volcano and things like that, I think hot and cold are going to become much more of a thing than they are. So I think that's where that's going to come into play. But yeah, you can definitely buff up your radiation, which is nice. You can add that, so now you've actually got rad protection on something that doesn't have rad protection. Or you could take a hazmat suit and completely let it out. And now we have 65 radiation protection on a hazmat suit. So, I mean, there's really a lot you can do with this. I'm very curious to see, you know, how this all pans out. And I'm hoping this also gives maybe a little rebalance to the armor system and how it all works. Do you guys think this should extend to things like the leggings and gloves and so forth and armor? Or should it go past armor, and should there be things for clothing like, say, a, you know, better knitted mod or padding or things like that? Do you want to see the system go further, or are you fine with it being simple? So those are pretty much the big questions I kind of have on it right there. As of right now, they cost 125 each to research. And if we go ahead and toss them on the ground, they actually do have themselves some world models. So you see there's the heat resistance, the metal plate, and the wooden armor. And I think, did we just throw 2 asbestos down? Yeah, we didn't actually throw down the lead because we used that one. I don't know if it has its own. Oh, yep, there we go. It has an anti-radiation symbol on it right there. So very cool. I love the world models, and I'm sure they'll update the icons to match with them. But as of right now, they don't seem to be sitting in the tech tree anywhere. But if we type in for insert, you'll see right now they all cost 12 high qual and 1 tech trash and require workbench level 2. I'm assuming that it may change what they actually cost more in line with what they actually are, but we'll just have to see how that goes. I feel like there's a lot of things coming into Rust where resources like having glue, which, I mean, we do have it. I mean, if you look up into items and we look at components, you'll see there's some unused stuff like bleach and glue and etc. But glass, I feel like glass is just such a weird thing that's kind of glazed over. We use metal to make glass pretty much, and it's kind of odd. So I don't know. I feel like there could be some maybe potential new resources to go with this, but one way or another, I'm happy with what they're adding, because any kind of improvement is definitely a fun thing. But that's going to do it, everybody. We'll be back as soon as there's more to cover. As always, thanks for watching, and stay rusty.